guys, welcome back to Dave's Reviews. It is Tuesday, and that means Booktube Tuesday. I apologize for missing last Tuesday. It was the end of the month, and I had a crush of work to do to reach my deadlines, so I just wasn't able to get any videos made last week, so I do apologize for that, but now we're back on schedule here today. And so, this week's book that I want to talk about is called Finn Fancy Necromancy by Randy Henderson. This book is 378 pages long, and it's a really quick read. So it is classified as a darkly funny urban fantasy, and that's what caught my eye to this book, because I had never heard about it. I didn't read any reviews about it before I read it, but I like urban fantasies, and I like darkly funny stories, so I figured, hey, give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. This book, it's the first part of a trilogy, as a matter of fact, and it follows the exploits of Finn Fancy. Was a young man who, at the age of 15, got sentenced to, or got exiled to what's called the Other Realm, because the arcane enforcers, they're the ones who sort of monitor all use of magic. They determined that he had killed somebody using dark magic. So he was sentenced for 25 years, and the book begins with him getting ready to finally get out of the Other Realm, back to the world that we live in, and something goes wrong. There's an attack, and it winds up looking as if he's the one responsible. A person is dead, and it looks like that person died from dark magic. And so that automatically gets the arcane enforcers believing that it's Finn responsible. But in the meantime, Finn is able to escape. He makes his way home to where his father runs a necrotorium, where it's sort of like a funeral home for magical people, magical creatures. Although by the time Finn gets home, his father is now sort of in a state of madness. So he's not really running the business anymore. His brother Mort is in charge of the business, and Mort is he's a real jerk. And then he also meets up with his other brother, Pete, who is kind of like mentally unstable almost to a point. He believes that he's a werewolf, but he's not a werewolf, because his brothers have always teased him and made him believe that he was a werewolf, but he's not actually a werewolf. And then his sister Samantha, she is actually allergic to magic, so she can't do magic. She's allergic to it. So, and we also got in the story a guy named Zeke. He is a fellow exile. He also came out right when Finn did, and he is a former enforcer for the arcane. And those two, Finn and Zeke, they form sort of a partnership. Zeke doesn't believe that Finn is innocent, but he's willing to go along with his exploit to prove himself innocent, in the hopes that he would get his old job back with the arcane enforcers. And so that's where this story takes off, and it winds up being just a rollicking ride through the world of magic and sorcery. And you come across Bigfoot, a family of Bigfoots in the book. You come across little gnomes or trolls. There's a whole gamut of magical creatures and this and that in this book. And for me, that's what made this book, Finn Fancy Necromancy, very enjoyable. And it's kind of even though it says that it's a darkly funny urban comedy, I thought it was rather light. I thought it was kind of lighthearted. There wasn't anything really dark about the book. It was just really lighthearted to me. And an interesting or fun little quirky trait of the book is that every chapter, the title of the chapter is a song title that sort of pertains to the chapter. Like chapter 11 is called Burning Down the House. Chapter 9, Who Can It Be Now? And that's sort of a fun little thing throughout the book. You know, you always wait to see what the next chapter's title is going to be. I really enjoyed Finn Fancy Necromancy by Randy Henderson, and I really look forward to reading the second one. That one's titled Bigfoot Loose and Finn Fancy Free, and there's also a third one. That one's called Smells Like Finn Spirit. So you can see the little sense of humor that this guy has in his titles, and it follows through with his books. So yeah, so that's what I have for you today. Finn Fancy Necromancy, I give it, let's do 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought it was funny. It was very quick. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And if you like urban fantasies, or if you like quick, funny reads, then you'll definitely, well, not definitely, but you'll more than likely like Finn Fancy Necromancy by Randy Henderson. So that's what I have for you this Tuesday. Please stop back again for another review. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe and stay up to date with all my latest reviews. That's what I have for you today. So have a good week and take care. Bye.